Women are amazing in business, and we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why women make great business leaders. We're going to go through some of the qualities that women have and that makes such a huge difference in business. And I want to start off by sharing a story of a woman named Yasmin Green. She was researching ways to use technology to help the world's most failed state. And she ended up in a cell in prison with Al-Qaeda members, with Somali pirates. It was a maximum security prison cell. And she said, I realized that the internet is going to be at the epicenter of the terrorism, persecution, and organized crime. When she got back home after she was safe, she was driven to create something called Jigsaw's redirect method. And what it does is it uses the digital technology that we use to advertise to reach. She used it to reach people, connect with people who are targeted to join ISIS, which is the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. And this is a group, as you know, that perpetuates violence. They have a lot of hatred towards certain groups. And so they recruit young kids who are disillusioned. They recruit people to do these horrific things. And so she is now using technology that we use for digital advertising to reach these kids, to connect with them. This requires persistence. It requires empathy. It requires particularly good skills in communication and in understanding and caring about people's feelings. This is extremely important. These are qualities that she has as a woman. She said, when the internet is used to harm, it is women who are the most affected. And that is true. Men and women are both affected. Boys and girls, young and old, are affected by the harm that happens because of digital and because of internet. But women truly are the most affected. So let's talk about why women are so powerful in business and why we make such a difference. The first thing is we tend to add new perspectives and new outlooks. Our brains are wired differently. We think differently. And so we add thoughts and ideas that are outside the box. If women weren't in business, a lot of those ideas would not be there. The second thing, we tend to be empathetic. We care about others' feelings. Now remember, empathy isn't just, I feel sorry for you. Oh, I'm sorry, that must be hard. Empathy is feeling it. Wow, I feel that with you. I've either been through it or I'm so compassionate that I can experience that pain with you, even if I haven't experienced the exact same situation. The third thing is we tend to care about really good communication. We want things to be clear. We want things to be resolved. We want to make sure that things are talked about. We want to make sure that those ideas and those feelings and thoughts are out there. The fourth thing is we tend to be flexible. We handle crisis situations really well. We end up dealing with juggling so many things at once. And of course, not saying that men don't do these things too, but women tend to have a special gift in these areas. And so we add a beautiful piece to business that changes things, that has steered the world in a better direction. The fifth thing is we tend to value a work-life balance. We're constantly wanting to find out how to create that balance. How do I make sure that I have time with my kids and my spouse and my friends and my relationships and still be successful at work? How do I do all of those things? Because we don't want to give one up, but we're not willing to sacrifice the other. And so that tends to be a thing that women care about. The sixth thing is we tend to have high values. We tend to care about family and virtue and integrity. We tend to care about wisdom and caring for other people. These are all values. The seventh thing is we tend to be more inclusive. It's not always the case, but we tend to want to be inclusive. Women can also be the most unkind, petty creatures on this earth, but that comes from caring. It comes because we care what people think, we care what people feel, and then we start turning it into an unhealthy thing where we care what someone else is thinking about us in ways that don't really matter. We forget our worth. So even our pettiness, we all know that our biggest strengths also are our greatest weakness. The things that we are the best at, I might be very driven and I can get so much done so fast, but that's the strength. But the weakness side of that is that I have to make sure that I make time for other things that are important. I don't just leave it at that. So keep that in mind, that our biggest strengths can be our biggest weaknesses if we let them. So we tend to be more inclusive. The 8th thing is we tend to encourage free thinking. We want to know more ideas. We want to hear what's going on. We want to, we're interested in what other people think and what they're caring about. We get excited when we are in a setting where people are brainstorming. And when someone says, okay, just say any idea and it doesn't matter, no idea is stupid. Women tend to be very good at that. As soon as we know those parameters, we start talking and we enjoy it and we laugh with each other and we tend to have fun doing that. The 9th thing is we tend to defy the odds. We have had to fight for a space, and it's something that has made us stronger. It has helped us to grow. It has stretched us. So don't ever, ever underestimate the purpose of the trial. Don't let it embitter you. Don't let it make you like angry at the people who came before. Be angry at wrongs that are done, and let's work to right the wrongs. But don't let it make you bitter, because we are powerful and we can make powerful things happen in business. It's amazing. And I'll add one last tip that I think is really, really important that will keep us grounded and allow us to create movements and truly change the world. And it is this: we are a beautiful piece of the puzzle. This world and this orchestra of men and women and children and cultures and races and animals and plants. We are a beautiful piece of this master puzzle. So let's not pretend like we're a bigger piece than we really are. That doesn't mean to devalue. What that means is we have absolute value, but so does every other piece. We don't need to devalue another piece so that our piece looks important. Just because our piece has been devalued in the past, don't become the person that is just like those who devalued the woman piece. Don't devalue men because you feel like we need to show that our piece is important. We are a beautiful piece. Let's not pretend we're a bigger piece of the puzzle than we are, or a better piece of the puzzle than we are. We are the most important piece, just as the other pieces are the most important. The puzzle would not be beautiful. Imagine the most beautiful kaleidoscope you can imagine. That's what it is. And we are a powerful, beautiful piece of that puzzle, but we're not the only piece. And that's okay. We need to share that puzzle with other people, because that's what creates this beautiful, beautiful movement that changes the world. Don't just think different, be different.